Let's do it.
I'm going to go to verse of the week this week, man.
Yeah.
Proverbs 29:11. Proverbs 29:11, man. I read this a couple of days ago, and it convicted me especially because of what you and I do weekly, man, with this whole podcast thing. You and I constantly talk about off air how important it is that we watch ourselves. We watch what we say. We're very, we're opening ourselves up by being on the internet. You know what I'm saying? It's a very, very easy fall by doing something like this, and it gets me to think about the Christian life in general and how it's so important that we keep our testimonies. How one word that we say can have a negative effect on someone forever. And then I came across this, Proverbs 29:11. A fool uttereth all on his mind, but a wise man keepeth it in till afterwards. So Solomon's making a very clear, little comparison here. He's saying what a foolish man does is just says anything and everything at any time he wants. But a wise man holds his tongue and keeps it in and says only what needs to be said. And it makes me think about me and how I conduct myself on a daily basis, the things I decide to say, the things I decide not to say. How much of my speech is just the first thing that comes into my head? Do I just blurt out the first thing that comes up, or do I wait and do I consider and do I act wisely with my words? And that was convicting for me, man, especially with a show like this and with the podcasts that we do, is are we being wise with what we're saying, or are we just saying anything that pops out, not really caring about the repercussions later down the line? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's good. Very important. It's amazing how on certain topics that we talk about, it's so easy to just blurt out, and it's so easy to just say what we really think. And I think behind all that, we just we use it as a kind of like a venting tool.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't mean anything, but I'm just venting.
Yeah.
But it can be, but sometimes
we're gonna
do it.
Yeah, and we're gonna give an account for every idle word that we say.
And with that being said, it makes me think of the times where I've ranted on certain things, and it can be things that are like not necessarily bad, but the way I've conducted myself in doing it. Even like it can be on a podcast, well, my small podcast, where I've ranted on something where I could have utilized my words a little bit better, but in the heat of the moment, or on true genuine feeling, I just said things I wanted to say. So we all fall into that trap. This is something that we all do daily. I feel like this is something that we all struggle with because we get passionate on certain topics that frustrate us, and we always talk on the negative and focus on the negative. And what Solomon's saying is like a fool just utters and talks, and he lets, and when he says all his mind, he lets it all out. There's nothing that is hidden. He lets it all out, and there is not one spare word in his mind that has not been said. It's all come out. And then he says, but a wise man keepeth it in till afterwards. He keeps a wise man will keep that all in. He'll pick and choose the right moments.
And
when he picks and chooses what to say, he ensures that I believe what he's saying is he ensures that it's God glorifying. Where if you're showing that wisdom before saying the things that you want to say, that it's an honor to God. It's honoring to God into what he's saying in that word, especially in that verse. So that's very convicting. Reading it and just taking it in as you're saying it, it's a very good verse. It's something that we should always keep in mind.
It just came at the exact right time for me, man, because I was praying about the podcasts and what we do here, and even our church stuff, KBB, the sermons, everything that we're chucking online. And I was praying about that on, I think it was Thursday or Friday. I was just really praying about, is what we're doing right? What do we need to change? What do we need to improve on? How do I need to ensure that I'm continuing to keep a proper testimony, Because at the end of the day, we do this stuff for God. And so I was just praying about it. And then I opened up my Bible and I read that verse, and I was just like, it came like at the right time, man. Like, okay, just keep watching what you're saying. Don't say everything that comes to your mind. Like, keep it in. And for Christians out there, it's an important principle. You know, watch what you say. People are listening. Kids are listening. Your friends are listening. And for non-Christians, it's a great principle as well, man. Like in business, in life, don't say everything that pops into your head. You know, be wise. Choose your words wisely.
Because you're representing Christ at the end of the day.
You are 100%. And you're representing a family. You're representing a business. The thing is, the tongue is such a an interesting body part because it can cause so much damage, but it can also do so much good at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you really need to learn how to use it.
Tame the tongue.
Yeah, man, it's full on.
Yeah, for sure. Brings me to what we're talking about, the tongue and that. I'm just saying, look here. So Proverbs chapter 6, verse 16. These 6 things does the Lord hate, ye 7 are an abomination unto him. Proud look, a lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that deviseth wicked imaginations, feet that be swift in running to mischief, a false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among brethren. So in those 4 verses, the second thing he mentioned in verse 17 was a lying tongue. Then in verse 19, it was a false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among brethren. 3 of the 6 things that the Lord hate comes from the tongue.
It's crazy, bro. It's insane how much we can do with this this gift that God has given us of speaking, and what you choose to do with it. You know what I mean?
It's crazy. It's crazy.
The gift of the gab. The gift of the gab, as they say. You know,
when you read that in this proverb, how God has picked out those things, and 3 times he's mentioned the lying tongue and someone discord among brethren and being a false witness that speaketh lies, man. It just shows the importance of just how crazy and it's so easy to just let it slip.
Yeah, man.
Every day.
That's our challenge for this week, ladies and gents, is tame that tongue. Make sure you're watching what you're saying. Think about what you say before you say it, man. Such a simple principle, but a powerful one, bro.
Proverbs 6, 16 to 19, and the reference you gave, Proverbs 29, 11.
Yeah, man.
I've missed at the beginning. We'll just want to reflect on that. Yeah, very, very important. So, thanks for that, Ray. That's a good one.
Stato.